friends, it's Christine here at the Squeaky Wheel Farm. We're out here in the hayfield and we're just getting started on baling up our last hayfield for the last hay of the year. This is the third cutting and it's been an excellent year for hay. I'd like to show you a little bit of what we're doing, so come on along. This is called tedding a field, and this just spreads it out so that it dries faster. So he was concerned whether this little tedder would work behind this bigger tractor because it's a whole lot of horsepower for that little bitty machine, first of all, and second of all, the turning radius, you know, the tedder is right behind the tractor. You can't really put an extension on it because without an extension for the PTO, and you know, he wasn't sure if he turned too tight if it would bind up, but it seems to be doing okay. Again, the horsepower on that tractor is way overkill for that, but our smaller tractor is down right now. He's taking it apart to put a new front end on it, and then got busy, so we're working at things as we can. There's some areas of this field where it's quite thick and it's just like a thick carpet. And then there's other areas where it's pretty sparse and you can see where there's not a whole lot there. So the idea is to get it spread out evenly across the field so that it'll dry. And a nice thin layer is ideal. So this is red clover here. And it's dry on top and it's pretty brittle, but underneath it's still wet. So that's the whole idea of getting it spread out and turned over so that it can dry. So this is just to show you what it looks like. He's got two rows here, and sometimes farmers will come along in the opposite direction and push those two rows together. But here's where that type of rake will roll it into a rope, which is not ideal. So I don't know if he's going to take the time to push it together or not. Our neighbor's coming around bale this for us, so we'd like to make it as easy as possible for him. But I don't know, we'll see. So this is the hay, and it's dried pretty well. It was cut just a few days ago and then raked into rows today, and we're baling. It's going to be so nice to have this done so we can move on to other projects for the rest of the year. We don't own a round baler, so Paul works with our neighbor who does have one. And Paul will cut and rake, and then the neighbor comes along and bales it. Sometimes he'll cut and rake or just pull wagons for the neighbors so he's able to do other things. And it works out really well when they're working together. There are really so many things on a farm where it's just so much easier when you have help. And good help is really hard to find. We've looked into getting a round baler, and until we got this tractor, it just wasn't an option because it takes a lot of horsepower to make round bales. Now he's watching and waiting for a good used baler to come along. He and the neighbor will continue to work together, but it's great when you have duplicate equipment because breakdowns do happen. And making hay is a time-sensitive project. If it rains on the hay, it has to go through the drying process all over again. But more importantly, it loses quality and nutrients, and we want the best hay we can make for our animals. So this is the second load of the hay that he's been bringing home from that field that they just baled. It smells wonderful, has a beautiful green color. This next bale, he's going to come and he's going to put it here, and then he'll do 2 more there and 2 more there, so he'll be hauling 6 bales home. That's what's left in this field. The tractor will go high enough to stack them if he needs to, but 6 is all that's left, so that's what he's doing. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Oh, and one more thing. I hope to see you again soon.